The Miami Dolphins find themselves in a situation that demands a decision, one that could shape the future of this franchise for years to come. And no, this isn't just another offseason contract debate to be brushed aside. This is about the direction of the team, the commitment to a quarterback, and the willingness to take risks in pursuit of something greater. Yet, despite all the talk, despite all the speculation, the Dolphins have yet to make a move on restructuring Tua Tagovailoa's contract. That hesitation speaks volumes. Restructuring a quarterback's contract is a common practice in the NFL, especially when a team is trying to maximize its window to compete. The financial mechanics of it are simple. Converting base salary into a signing bonus spreads the cap hit over multiple seasons, instantly creating more room to improve the roster in the present. That extra cap space could be used to add another impact player, maybe a veteran offensive lineman to protect Tua, a dynamic safety to solidify the secondary, or even another pass rusher to turn the defense into a force. With stars like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey, and Bradley Chubb in their prime, every move that improves this team right now should be a no-brainer. So why the delay? Because restructuring a contract isn't free money, it's a trade-off. By kicking the financial burden into future seasons, the Dolphins would be committing to Tua for the long haul, even past the years currently covered in his deal. Right now, Miami has an escape route. They can walk away after 2026 if things don't go as planned. But if they restructure, that flexibility vanishes. The team is locked in, and any regression, any injuries, any sign that Tua isn't the answer, suddenly becomes much harder to navigate. This is why the Dolphins are hesitating. This is why, despite all the benefits of clearing cap space, they haven't made the move. And this hesitation raises an uncomfortable question. Do they truly believe in Tua as their long-term quarterback? If they did, wouldn't this already be done? Wouldn't the front office be eagerly restructuring his deal, securing his future in Miami, while simultaneously creating space to make this roster even stronger? Instead, they're waiting. And that waiting suggests doubt. That doubt isn't coming from nowhere. The concerns around Tua have existed for a while, and they haven't disappeared. His injury history is at the top of the list. It's impossible to talk about Tua without acknowledging it. This isn't a case of bad luck or one freak accident. This is a pattern. He has missed games every season, and the concussions from 2022 still loom over every hit he takes. Availability is the most important ability in the NFL, and Tua has yet to prove that he can stay on the field for the long haul. Then there's the question of performance in big moments. The games that define seasons, the ones played under the bright lights with the entire football world watching. Those are the games where great quarterbacks elevate their play. Tua hasn't done that. Instead, he's disappeared. Whether it's a crucial primetime matchup or a must-win game in December, the Dolphins have repeatedly found themselves falling short when it matters most. And fair or not, that reflects on the quarterback. The cold weather struggles are another issue that can't be ignored. Some might want to dismiss it as an overblown narrative, but the reality is in the numbers. When temperatures drop, so does Tua's effectiveness. The Dolphins play in the AFC, a conference where deep playoff runs often require winning games in frigid conditions. If your quarterback can't perform when the weather gets cold, what are the chances of making it through a playoff gauntlet that likely runs through places like Buffalo or Kansas City in January? Then there's the aspect of mobility, or rather, the lack of it. In today's NFL, a quarterback's ability to escape pressure and extend plays is almost a necessity. The game has evolved, and the most successful quarterbacks have the ability to create when things break down. Tua isn't that kind of player. He thrives in structure, in a system designed to get the ball out quickly and on time. That's fine when everything goes according to plan. But in the biggest games, against the best defenses, plays don't always go as scripted. And when that happens, Tua doesn't have the ability to make something out of nothing. That limits the offense. That limits the ceiling of this team. All of these concerns lead back to the same question. If the Dolphins were completely sold on Tua as their long-term answer, would they be hesitating to restructure his deal? If they saw him as the unquestioned face of the franchise, wouldn't they be eager to commit to him beyond 2026? Instead, they're waiting. And that waiting suggests they're not entirely convinced. But here's the thing. Miami can't afford to be indecisive forever. The The window to compete doesn't stay open indefinitely. Every year that passes without a firm commitment is another year of uncertainty. Another year where the team is caught between two paths. Do they go all in, restructure Tua's contract, and maximize their chance to win right now? Or do they keep their options open, preserving flexibility for a potential change at quarterback if things don't work out? And if they are keeping their options open, what does that say about their long-term vision? Are they simply waiting for more clarity on Tua's development? Or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes? Something that could lead to an even more significant shift at the most important position in football?